All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take you through how to create this tree structure and how to insert nodes like this. So let's do an example real quick first, just so you see how it works. And then we'll go ahead and we'll look at the code. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to just make a node up root. All right, and what I like to do for our thing is I'm going to give the root, like, I don't know, just a character of negative. It doesn't really matter. And then we have each node is going to have a left, right, and center. So each node is going to have a left, a right, center, a left, a center, and a right. Okay? And that's going to be it. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll say, all right, let's go ahead and put in ABC. All right, well, if you look, here's my root. Let's go ahead and put in ABC. So the left is going to go ahead and point to A. It's a new node. The middle is going to point to B. And this is kind of like a trie. All right, and again, we're going to have a left, a center, and a right. And we're going to have a left, a center, and a right. Okay? We're going to have a left, a center, and a right. All right, great. So how does this work? Well, what's going to happen is I put in ABC. And let's go ahead and put in the next level. So it's going to be DEF. We're going to say, all right, let's go ahead and do the left side of the tree first. Here's a root. And we're going to say if root.next, if root.left is null, we're just going to go ahead and put in DEF. So here's my root. Is root.left null? No, it's not null. We're here. Okay, so let's go ahead and call a function again with this. So we're going to call a function with root.left. Boom, we're going to go to here. Is root.left null? Yes, it is null. So what we're going to do is we're going to say the left, center, right. We're just going to put in DEF. Oops. And again, each one's a new node. Then we're going to say return. Okay, so we're going to say, all right, if we did, after it's node.left is null, we're going to put this in, then we're going to return. That'll bring us back up to here. Okay, now we're going to call it with center. So the next call we're going to say is we're going to go back to the original function. We're going to say, okay, call it with center. Now we're going to go ahead and put DEF. Then we're going to go back up to the center. We're going to come down here and call it with DEF. All right, great. So now let's put in another row, GHI. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to say, is node.left null? Nope, it's point A. So let's go ahead and call it with node.left. Is node.left null? Nope. Let's go ahead and call it with node.left. Now here's my left, my center, and my right. Okay. Is my node.left null? Yes. There's nothing over here. It's null. It's just not pointing at anything. So let's go ahead and we'll put in our next level, and then we'll return. Okay. So we'll put in GHI. So we'll go ahead and we'll put in G, and then we'll put in H, and then we'll go ahead and we'll put in I. Now we'll return. We're going to return from here. Okay? And we're going to say, all right, now we stopped here. Let's call it with node.center. Is node.center's left null? Yes. Is the center's left null? Yes. So we're going to put GHI in here again. So we're going to put G, H, I, and then we're going to return, and we're going to do the same thing with the right. G, that's a big node there, H, I, and then we're going to return to here. And then we're going to say, all right, well, after we've called it with the left, and after we've called it with the center, and after we've called it with the right, we're good. We're done. Let's go ahead and return. So we're going to go here. Now we're going to call it with, now we're going to call the insert with the center. Okay, we're going to say, is the center's dot left null? No. So we're going to go ahead and call it again with the center dot left. Is the center dot left null? Yes. So we're going to go ahead and put GHI. Then we're going to return back up here. Okay, and we're going to call it with the center. Is the center dot left null? Yes. If you look, we're here, right? We're going to go up to here. Sorry, we were here, so we're going to go up to here and we're going to call it. Is the center dot left? No. No. So we're going to call it with the center dot left. Great. Is the center dot left? No. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put GHI. Kind of running out of room here, but you get the idea. And then we're going to go back up to B. And then we're going to say, is the right null? No. There's an F there, so we're going to go to the F. Is the left null? Yep, it is null, because remember, we went back to the function. So we're going to go ahead and go GHI again. And this is the framework for recursion. GHI. Then we're going to go back up here. Since we've done left, we've done center, we've done right, we're going to return back up here. We've done left and we've done center up here, so we're going to call it with the right. And we're going to go to C. And we're going to, okay, is C's left null? No. So we're going to go to left. And we're going to go to D. Is D's left null? Yes, it's null. So we're going to put GHI. And then we're going to put, then we're going to go to C, say, all right, is the center of C null? No. We're going to go to E. Is the left null? Yes. So we're going to put GHI. Okay, so we're going to go back up to C. Is the right? No. No, it's pointing to F. So we're going to go to F. Is the left null? Yep. So we're going to put GHI. Okay, so we've called this, we're going to return. Okay, well, we've called center left right, we're going to return. And now that we've called center left right, we're going to return and we build our tree. And that's how we build the tree recursively. It's pretty straightforward, actually. It's a little confusing to write, but like to get. But once you get it, the framework's pretty simple. So what does the code look like? Let's take a look. It looks like this right here. So you're going to be inserting characters. You're going to be inserting a string of 3 characters. I should say an array of 3 characters, and it could be whatever. I don't care what they are. It doesn't matter. And you're just going to pass in the head. And you're going to say, all right, if the head left is null, you're going to put in the left, center, and right. Because they're all just going to, you're going to put in like the GHI or the DEF, right? If it isn't null, we're just going to go ahead and call the left. Okay, so we're going to call the left. All right, now we'll call it again. Let's say we get to null. All right, well, it's null. Bam, I put it in. Okay, I did my left. I'm going to return back to the function. Remember, the function actually, there's a call stack. The call stack works like this. Let's just say this is call 1. Let's look over here so you see what I'm saying. Let's just like look at this example. I'm going to put my call stack here. Let's put it kind of small. Oops. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to call it with head.left. Okay? Is head.left null? It isn't. So we're going to call it with head. We're going to call it with head.left. What is head.left? It's A. This is my call stack. Okay, so it's going to pause here. I'm just going to put a little pause here. It's going to pause here. Okay. Call this. Let's actually call this like, I don't know, X. Line X. So we're going to say pause. We're going to put word paused here right on the bottom on line X. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to call it with left again. It's a stack, so we're going to draw like a stack. It's going to be D. Is D's left null? No. It's going to go ahead and now this is a new function. So we're going to be like, all right, new function. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. And we're going to say, all right, we'll pause here again. This is line X in this call stack. So we're going to call it with B. Sorry, it's D. And in the call stack, that's also line X. Okay, great. So we're going to go to D. And then we're going to say, all right, let's go ahead and call it again because it's still not null. We're going to call it with G, and it's going to stop at line X. Okay? Then at G, we're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and, at G, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this. Let's just pretend it's, I don't know, whatever. X, Y, Z. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do X, Y, Z, okay? Then what's going to happen is it's going to say return. So what happens is the call stack, this returns. So this is like gets erased off the call stack. And we're back to D. Okay, so we're back to D. We're back to D's line X. This is, let's just pretend we're in D right now. We're looking in D. This right here is going to be the code for D, right? And we're going to say, all right, well, we've done this already. We've done this already, okay? We're going to go ahead and, we're not going to pause here anymore. We're going to go ahead and resume execution to this line right here. Now we're at this line. So we're going to call center. Well, center is H. Okay, so we're going to, here's our call stack, and we're going to call it with H. And we're going to pause. We're going to pause the line X? No, we're not. Well, H is left is no. So we're going to put X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. And now we're going to return it. So I'm going to get rid of this. Now I'm back at D. So I'm gonna get back to where I was before. Remember, it was paused there, and I'm going to go to this line. And I'm going to call it with right. And right is right here. So right is going to be I. And I'm not going to pause anywhere. I'm going to put X, Y, Z. Okay, great. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to return. So I'm going to get rid of I. Get rid of this, a little confusing. All right, now here's where it gets crazy. Well, I've done this already, right? I've done this already. So what's going to happen? Well, it's going to return. But look at the call stack. What's on bottom of it? What's on bottom of it? On bottom of it's A. So we're going to get rid of D, all right? And we're going to go to A. Now we're back to A. And where was A? Oof, this is from a while ago. Sheesh. We're way up here now. We're here. Remember we stopped here on line X, right there. We stopped there on line X. All right, so that means that we've done the left subtree. Right? We've done the left subtree. We've done the D. We've done the left subtree. We've done D. We've done G. We've done H. We've done I. We've done all that. Awesome. Great. So now we have to do the center subtree. So we've done this. Let's go ahead and go to this line. All right? And we're going to call it with head.center. And what's head.center? Head.center is E. Okay? Awesome. Great. So now we're going to put this on the call stack. We have E on our call stack. And we're going to say, well, is E dot left? No? No, it's not. We're gonna pause it at line X. Again, this is our trusty line X. By the way, A is no longer line X. We're going to call this line Y. A is now paused on line Y. We have to make that adjustment. That's super important to understand that because I went to the next line, right? I'm going to go to Y. Okay, cool. So I did E, right? Now I was like, all right, well, E's dot left isn't no. E dot left is G. So I got to call this again, right? I got to call this again. I got to call it with G. And on G, are we going to pause anywhere? No, because G dot left is no, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in X, Y, Z here. X, Y, Z. Boom, boom, boom. Forgive me, this is getting sloppy, but you get the idea. Now we're going to get rid of this call stack, okay? We've done this, got rid of the call stack. Boom. Now we're back to E. Now now it says, well, okay, cool. I was at E. I was here, right? I was here on line X. I was right here on line X. Remember, this is line X, this is line Y. This is line Z. All right, I've done X. Great. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and go to Y. Now I'm going to call it with center. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do H, X, Y, Z. This is the sloppiest tree ever, but that's okay. So I'm going to call it with H, right? And I'm going to go ahead and do what I just did. Now we're going to pop this off the call stack. Great. Now we're going to go to E again. We're going to return back to E. Now we were at line X. I should change this to line Y. Now we're going to go to line Z. All right, we're going to go to line Z. So we're going to call I. And we're going to put X, Y, Z. X, Y. We're going to pretend you could read that. Z. Okay, now we're going to pop the call stack. And I was here, so I'm just going to return. So that means, well, I've executed this function for E. I've exhausted it. So we're going to go back to A. Now remember, A was at Y. I shouldn't have erased that. A was at Y, so let's do this. All right, great. So that means I did my middle subtree. Let's see here. For A, I've done my middle subtree. And then I'm going to do my right subtree, right? I'm going to call A for head.right. Now you're going to say, all right, I'll do my right subtree, so I'd call it with F. Right, I'd call it with F, and then I would call it with G, and then I would return. And then I would call it with H. And then I would return. And then I would call it with I. You guys are getting the idea here, hopefully. And then I'd return. Here's where it changes a little bit. All right, so I went to F, and let's just pretend I did, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. And I returned to F, right? And then I returned to F. Well, I did that. Boom, I'm done there. And I returned to A, right? And I already did this. I already called the right. Then I say, hey, wait a minute. Oh, I forgot a stack here. I forgot the original one. R. That's important. So I already did that. All right, cool. Now I did all the A's. I went left, I went right, boom. Now I've exhausted this. So I'm going to get rid of this. Okay. And now, so I've done this already. I'm going to go to this, and I'm going to call it for B. All right, well, that's not it. Then I'm going to go, and I'm going to call it for D. All right, and then I'll call it for G. And then I'll do that thing, and then I'll return. So I'll go, X, Y, Z. It'll return from here. Let's see here. And then I'll go for H. And then I'll go X, Y, Z. Then I'll go for I, X, Y, Z, so on and so forth. So that's what this code is doing. I'm going to stop the video now, but hopefully you get a pretty good idea of how this framework operates. It goes all the left trees, all of the left subtrees. Then it goes back one, it pops one off the call stack, and then does the center subtree. Pops one off the call stack, does the right subtree. Then it pops one off the call stack, and it goes back up. So after we've done all the subtrees here, we go back up to this subtree and do that one. Then go back up to here and do this one. So after we've done all three subtrees, we go back to A and we go back to our root, and then we do the center subtree. Then we do the left subtree, so on and so forth. That's how recursion works. If you understand that idea, you get recursion. It's really not too bad. It's a little weird. It's a little hard to wrap your brain around. I don't know why. It just is. It's weird. But just understand this call stack and understand that the program pauses at certain areas. And if you get that, and then when it returns back, when it pops its current method or current function off the call stack and goes back to the previous call, it just resumes execution from where it called the other function itself. All right? So in the next video, what I'll do is I'll show you how to go ahead and create words from this. All right? So hopefully you found this helpful and you kind of understand recursion better. Thanks for watching.